We are here as ghosts from the future, come to remind you of the dire and beautiful times.
On Halloween night in Berkeley this year, trick-or-treaters weaved from house to house. They were dressed as witches, minions, and dinosaurs. They weren't themselves. Just for tonight, they could say,
I am Midnight. It's a member of the Order of the Golden Dragon.
I'm the Costco hot dog. He's a Costco cafeteria worker.
Pumpkin.
a pumpkin?
42.
You dressed as a pumpkin too?
Hi, I'm Princess Jasmine.
Hey, I'm Aladdin. This is Abu.
And between them all marched a funeral.
I can feel it in my bones, yeah.
It was a funeral for extinct species, for victims of the climate crisis, put on by Extinction Rebellion, the International Climate Action Group. A coffin was carried at the front of the procession.
So, we are doing a Halloween procession, and it's supposed to be a funeral for all the species that have gone extinct. And it's also just for people to remember that we are in the midst of a climate crisis and a climate emergency. And in light of all the wildfires that have happened over this week, we just want people to remember, like, the apocalypse is coming, as scary as it sounds. It's Halloween, and this is probably the spookiest thing you will hear.
Caroline Choi is a youth member of Extinction Rebellion, or as they call it, XR Youth. She's a high school student in Alameda and a national organizer for the movement. She squeezes strategic Skype sessions into her free periods, and tonight is spending Halloween out protesting, rather than partying or trick-or-treating.
If we weren't in the midst of a climate emergency, I'd probably be at a Halloween party, probably hanging out with friends, passing out candy.
Some other teens right around Caroline's age walked by the protest, confused.
A cult Illuminati. Wait, is this real? I can't tell. It's a cult.
But they just kept on going.
When the youth begin to rise, oh, when the youth begin to rise, how I want to live on that planet, when the youth begin to rise.
This isn't the first Halloween that's been given up to the cause. This night actually marked the 1-year anniversary of Extinction Rebellion.
Today is actually Extinction Rebellion's birthday. So we started this day last year in Britain.
As Caroline says, Extinction Rebellion was started on Halloween in 2018 in London on Parliament Square, where the first XR group announced a declaration of rebellion against the UK government. Since then, the group has spread globally. There are over 60 chapters in the US and at least 7 in just the Bay Area. New ones are starting all the time. Anna Goldings, a sophomore at Berkeley, started a chapter on her campus this week. Anna taught herself about climate change by reading articles online and felt she had to take matters into her own hands after not seeing any action happening on campus.
It's like the worst situation we could possibly be in, but it's also like, I don't know, it's kind of giving my life a purpose, I guess. Yeah, so.
The protest came amidst 2 weeks of on-again, off-again power across the Bay Area, including some parts of Berkeley from the PG&E outages. It's also coming after a month filled with wildfires on both ends of the state. Activist organizations across the Bay say they've seen more people showing up to their protests and events recently. Many think a large part of that is due to natural disasters. They say it's making climate change harder to ignore. And that's a big goal of Extinction Rebellion and most local climate activist groups. Don't let people ignore climate change. They aim to disrupt everyday life in order to make their message seen. But they still want to do it with some playfulness and some joy, and tonight, some spookiness.
It's fully felt. When the grief is fully felt, how I want to live on that planet. When the grief is fully felt.
I'm Megan Kalfas with the Peninsula Press.